You say recrap? All right. Nice.
Sounds about right for last time. No.
Definitely. Go.
All night.
Please don't. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, there we go. Mm.
Tracy.
We were trying to triangulate where the other person in the facility was. Okay.
Chang.
Chang. There you go.
And we were also needing to update the relay tower so that we can get comms up and
Distress signal, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So we're needing to figure out how to get down so that we can get the power up.
Okay, so what does the room look like where we are right now? Or like what's the layout?
Go ahead.
So it looks like there was a firefight, right? Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh man, with in front of the nuns. Okay. And so, and you right now you said there was one flare lit. Okay. All right. I
Um,
would probably say, uh, if we can find a center to the room, try and move there and get the flare there, and then walk outwards along the walls and see what we can see. Mental.
10.
eight.
I got 11. Hmm. Missy.
Okay, yeah.
Hey,
All right. From your time in the slammer,
yeah.
sounds just like missing.
I cover up the tattoo with concealer.
Yeah. She's like, I got 3 of them. That's right. It's all good, man. Okay.
How's my mobility? Okay, no running. If it's run or be eaten.
Whoopsie. You guys could hear me. Nobody in the
man.
recording could hear me. Yay.
Oh.
No.
That's okay. We're only 20 minutes in.
Dang.
Oh, we're just getting started. You didn't miss
Yeah.
a whole lot.
No,
Yeah, we're in a room.
washing our tights.
Mac turns around.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I turn around.
Did somebody call Scooter?
Oh,
Oh.
too soon, man. Too
Too
soon.
soon.
Those
Too
fine
soon, I know.
words.
Yeah, exactly.
If there wasn't a firefight before.
Yeah. Now there is a firefight.
It's like his berserk trigger.
It's like somebody mentioned Scooter, and all of a sudden it's like, he's over 9,000.
Yeah, people with glasses
That's-
break.
I
They're
know,
like,
just-
oh my god.
It's Eric's rage trigger. Surprise, you're a werewolf now.
What sucks is not like even if I don't want it, that's gonna be my trigger from now on.
Yeah.
That's my lot in life.
Oh, poor Eric.
So, as a quick recap, considering there wasn't any microphone from me, they're in a large hangar-sized like room, not well lit, only lit up by the flare. You got in a decent bit of the perimeter. The two double doors that are directly adjacent from the ones that you came in, which are pried open, damaged to some degree. Then there is a large security door, the type that you probably have to be buzzed to get through. That's really thick metal, but more on a personal level, not the like two large double doors that would be there to design to stop like vehicles or anti-tank weapons or ships or whatnot. But that's what you see in the room, as well as some remains, as if there had been a firefight in here.
Quick question: who's got our arms?
I think we're still looking. Oh, wait, me and Missy found a bag. There was a knife in it and a gun with the clip that had 10 rounds.
Yes.
Something
Yeah.
10 or 12 rounds.
Two
But other than that, our actual weapons are still in the.
And then you have somebody should have the rifle from the
That's right.
first room that had, I think, like 5 rounds.
That's right.
I think I had the rifle.
Yeah, I was gonna say Missy had that.
I know Tracy had something because she shot at the thing.
Yes, she had her own pistol.
And
Okay, so that wasn't accounted for, right?
I gave Dr. Moreau a knife.
Yeah, this is true. You gave him like a K-bar knife.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't have a gun, right?
Negative, Ghost Rider, the pattern is full.
I was inverted.
Yeah, I was inverted.
So we had two knives, two
There's
keyboards.
two knives,
So
yeah.
you
Yes.
had one, Nolan, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Only thing I'm holding is my guts.
Yeah,
Which have been stitched up.
stitched up quite
Hey.
well, thanks
Thank
to the doc.
Okay. We don't see any weapons on these bodies, do we?
No, not at this point. You've already scavenged what little there was available.
Okay.
I'm gonna say we head towards the open door.
The ones that are hanging off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna move with the rifle ready,
Okay.
and I'm gonna lead, take point, and I'm gonna keep an eye out for any supplies that I can easily identify as we're moving.
Sure.
I'm gonna grab the flare and I'm gonna leave it in the room there.
Okay. It will burn for a couple hours.
Cool.
And then you're going through the large double doors. So the hallway or section of the complex is very similar to where you just came through. So this must be like one of the main thoroughfares for the base. Just kind of wide and open. This one, however, doesn't have any noticeable damage to it on the inside, not like the other one, where part of it had collapsed, on top of it itself. You do see the remains of pot marks in the walls, smattering of shell casings around the grounds and whatnot. There is a slight layer of dust. That doesn't appear to be super disturbed as far as you can tell, outside of what you're doing.
Footprints at all?
Go ahead and roll a mental and notice. Are you going to be very mental?
10.
I'm gonna also be looking for evidence of footprints.
Sure.
Okay, I clearly don't see any because I got a 6.
But it's not a 1.
Yeah.
I'm using my cursed metal dice, so I'm gonna pull something else out.
Knock on some wood, babe.
Yeah.
Let's close down some background stuff here. All right, so Brittany, you're poking around and keeping an eye out for anything disturbed or anything that you might find of interest. You do find that it looks like somebody may have come through here not too long ago. You see some maybe boots that have kind of come through here. Now it's not in a steady 1-2-1-2 pattern. It's almost as if there's a little bit of a limp.
Do I recognize the tread as something characteristic of anything?
A boot.
Okay. Not
It's
like
a boot.
A boot.
What's not a boot? Okay. I probably wouldn't remember what Chang was wearing.
No, yeah, you never got a good look at his feet.
Okay.
That wasn't something that came up.
Well, I'm gonna point out the footprints. At least.
What direction are these headed? Just down or out?
They're actually heading away from where you're going.
Okay.
Wait, if we're going down the hall, are they going the same direction that we're going?
No, they're going the opposite direction. They're going
Okay,
where
so
you
they're
came
going
from.
out.
Yeah.
So where those bodies were.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. Okay, well, I guess they came from somewhere. Hopefully, I don't know where this person went.
I don't know.
Do we want to turn around and follow where they came from or where they went?
Do they look recent enough to you to warrant following?
How recent do they look?
They've disturbed the dirt, so they're recent enough. Or dust, I should say.
Well, clearly they're more recent than the bodies. Would you say? How old were the bodies? They were like frostbitten and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
the bodies were like frostbitten and mummified.
Yeah, they're definitely newer than bodies?
I don't know. I tend to say that we just need to get down there and get this get the relay working so that we can at least get a distress signal out. But if there's somebody also here with us, that means they could prevent us from doing that if they wanted to. Unless this is Chang's.
Or somebody else that needs help.
Yeah, Tracy's like, I didn't think of that. Do we have a way of getting back in touch with Chang? Wait a minute, we've got that radio pack, right?
Mm-hmm.
We
The windy dealy doody do thing.
Yeah.
Technical term.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's worth it. We could fire it up now and
Up on the table.
just confirm with them if he's been through this room or the room before it with all the bodies. Then
Okay.
we can at least determine if
This sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
At least give him some progress and
Okay.
see if maybe he's
So
found out anything.
she cranks it and then hands the handset over to Nolan.
Chang, this is your buddy Nolan. Got your ears on, big buddy? Come back now.
Right on. Suddenly they become truckers on a frozen planet. So you hear, you can hear something trying to come through. There's a lot of static in the background, which could be atmospheric interference. And so Tracy, goes to the back and starts trying to adjust it a little bit, seeing if she can get a better signal. And then after she makes an adjustment or two, it's not perfect, but you do get a clear enough signal to communicate.
Okay.
And he comes through and he says, "Wait, are you there? I heard something. I heard a lot of static, though. Are you there?"
Chang, yeah, I'm here. We've entered into another, for lack of a better term, a causeway. It's cleaner than the rest. There's some pockmarks on the wall, from it looks like maybe a previous fight, but there's also some dust here that's been disturbed, and it looks like very recently. Does it sound like anything you've been through?
Negative. No, that doesn't sound like the area that I came in at. I came in I think further west from where you're at, or east. Sorry.
Okay, so
So you're in the big causeway from those large sets of doors, right? The staging area.
yeah, and then there was another set of doors that looked like they were blown off their hinges. We proceeded through those.
All right, give me a minute or two. I need to cross-reference this with these old maps. Let me see if I can find where you're at.
Okay.
Hey, Dolan.
Yeah.
I think maybe we should let him know that we're not alone in either case, though.
Yeah, that's why. Well, I told them about the footprints, or well, I don't know if I said footprints, but the dust
think
was disturbed.
she means the thing outside.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he knew about that. We didn't talk about that last time.
Yeah, you guys touched on it briefly.
Oh, did we? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't think we did. Okay. The beast.
Come on, girl.
GRRL. So he comes back and he says, "Okay, I managed to find you on the map. After you get out of that causeway, you're going to enter another part of the main complex. It looks like that may have been like the stop off to their commissary, I think.
Okay.
And I think it may have been where they basically fell in for muster and whatnot. I don't know. These maps, they're not well kept, and they're physical.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that. We'll keep heading that way. Hopefully, we run into each other. Just know that, like I said, this disturbance in the dust here. That's one of two things, man. We've got somebody that either needs help here or somebody that wishes us harm.
Okay,
We
well,
right now we don't know.
I know the rest of the crew is dead.
Okay.
They did not make it. That crash took them all out with one hit.
Okay. Good to know, man.
So maybe that's the latter.
I'm I'm gonna presume so.
But then the question is, how did it survive here?
No, you're absolutely right, man. It's uninhabitable outside, so they've got to be pretty hardy too. We'll keep our wits about us, man. I'm gonna shut this thing down to conserve energy, but we'll hit you back up in a few.
See if you can find some sort of a portable data unit in that commissary, or maybe even a better map or something we can triangulate with this.
Okay, will do, man. Appreciate the help. Hopefully, we'll see you soon.
All right, I'm doing what I can.
All right, we love you, man. he's he's unfamiliar. I'm uncomfortable with this. All right, let's see if we can find us a damn map.
All right.
So
So
there
we're not
isn't there isn't a door that comes in past this part. It's just kind of open. You're past the main security door that would have been tied to this area. There is a security desk that sits right off to your immediate left as you come walking up. Kind of like desk and guard shack that looks like it sustained some damage. And in fact, the desk itself is all shot up.
Oh man, were they using it as like a shield?
Probably, yeah. They're probably using it to cover, and it it got tore up pretty bad. When you get close to the security desk itself, you can see that there are 3 large scrape marks that go across the top and off one end, presumably towards the individual that probably was using it as some sort of a shield.
Oh,
And you can
man.
see stained blood splattering on the side of the desk and the floor. However, no body.
Great.
So I'm guessing that's something like our buddy that's outside.
Yeah. I would think so.
this is pretty gnarly, but
Yeah, and Tracy looks pretty spooked out at this point. Like, I mean, she's ever since you guys spotted that thing, she's been at the ready at pretty much any perceived movement. Like if the light flickers the wrong way, she's looking over at that side with her, a pistol drawn, just really edgy.
don't dwell on it. Let's go. Let's.
I'm trying not to, but I cannot shake the vibes this place is giving me. This is not good.
But we don't really have any other choice.
I feel you,
Absolutely,
girl. I
man.
feel you.
Girl, we're in survival mode now.
There's no ambient light or anything from the. Okay, so
Yeah, you're too far out for the flare here.
I'm gonna if it's pretty dark, I'm gonna go ahead and fire up another flare and have
I can hold it.
I was gonna have Poppy hold it so that we have I have the rifle ready in case I need to use it.
Sure. Okay. Not a problem. So, pop another flare, add some more illumination at this point. Now you can see better. As you do, Missy, you end up spotting the some broken remains of a firearm that was at that desk as well.
Okay. I'm going to go inspect it and see if I can salvage anything from it, I suppose.
Sure, you can just scoop up the parts and take them with you.
I could take a look at that.
You most certainly could,
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and hand
Ms.
over
Gunsmith.
Somebody say farm equipment.
the farm equipment.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, quote unquote. So go ahead and roll.
We do actual farm equipment. What are you talking about?
There is that too.
This is where I would use my chamajiggy, wouldn't I?
Yes, and you would. This is going to be a.
That adds another D8, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez.
And
Those are
fix.
boss rolls,
So
man.
you are going to be using mental. You're going to be using fix. And then your brilliant gunsmith. Or if you want to roll just a D4, but you already rolled, you can earn
I
a
think I'm
plot
going to
point.
go with my current roll, which was 24.
24.
Word.
Damn.
Put some stank on it.
Damn, girl.
Hit me again, Ike. This time put some stank on it. So yeah, you picked that up and you're like, you knew exactly what firearm this was. And in fact, this particular firearm, the serial numbers that you see on the side actually came from your father, from from your company.
Yeah, I know my way around this one.
And so exactly. Not only do you know your way around it, you know roughly how old it is too. And this particular piece is already at least 10 years old.
Can anything be done with it? Is it? What are we missing?
Oh, no. When you get, just like in Star Wars and some of the other, especially Star Wars, but when it comes to the Outer Rim, or in this case, the outer planets and whatnot, people reuse stuff all the time. So things that may have only had like a half-life of maybe 2 or 3 years in the, the inner worlds, the inner core, wind up having 30 years or so if they can, stretch it out because it's still good, for their purposes.
Dope.
All right. Well, do we have rounds for this?
They will take your standard pistol rounds. But the pistol itself is not functioning, so you can use it as spare parts if need be.
Can I fix it so it's functioning? Or do we not have time?
Well, that depends on how much time you want to spend.
Hey, you guys want to take a look around while I play with this for a minute?
Yeah, we need to find that map and some kind of data terminal. So go at it.
I'm gonna make the doctor hold the flare.
Yeah, so Dr. Kane is going to stay nearby you then with the flare and a knife, kind of trying to look all combat-y as best as possible. So Brittany, if I take it, then you're kind of holed up right there by the desk in the guard shack, working on this piece to see if you can get it put back together correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you go ahead and roll that if you like. Eric and Missy, you guys are, I guess, searching.
Yeah.
I like my first roll better.
So when you take one side of the room, I'll take the other, and then we'll meet in the center.
Okay.
This
I'm
time
on the left side, the best side.
So what do you get, Brittany?
Right side, 'cause I don't
4,
wanna
a
sit on the
6, and a
side.
1.
4 and a 6 and a 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
But the 1 was on your gunsmith skill, right?
Yes.
Okay, you're all right then.
Okay.
All right.
I'll allow it.
So you're working on that as diligently as you can, especially without having any real tools to piece it back together. So Eric and Missy, you guys are taking either side of the large room. You can see that there are in the room itself. So think of this this particular area kind of like one of those open air flea markets, in a sense.
Okay.
It may have been something else at one point in time, but it definitely has that feel because it's got some old tarps that are, you know, tattered and just kind of left in here, and got some holes in it, which used to, you know, serve as kind of an indoor roof to some of these. Although the place is still enclosed, there are a couple parking spots for vehicles in here, likely just personal transports. Four-wheeled or hover. There is a large. It's set up kind of like a bar in a sense that there's that people would shop on the outside of it, and kind of like, you know, like when you go to Comic-Con and you see the T-shirt vendors, and they've got their big wooden stand, and it has all their stuff on the outside that you can purchase. But the guys you buy from are on the inside where all their stock is at. So they bring it out to you at like a, you know, a table setting sort of thing. So it's set up similar to that. So you can see that there's, you know, some stuff that's fallen down and wrecked. Somebody or something or multiple individuals have been through here. There's a couple chairs in this particular room that are kind of knocked over, or a couple are broken as well. There is also 2 vending machines that are in here that aren't powered up. It looks like they probably provided some sort of fizzy soda of some kind.
Fizzy bubbly.
Fizzy bubbly.
What's this? Kiwi strawberries? Okay.
And you do see ads for the Odie bar.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
All right, man. I'm gonna start digging more into the my side of the room.
Okay.
Seeing what I can see.
Go ahead and roll your mental and notice.
Give me just 1 second. I've got so many awesome dice that I have to go through them every time I want to roll.
That's his way of being subtle to say he has a lot of dice.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm also going to be.
I got 12.
12 dice.
12 my roll. Come on now. Hold on.
I'm also going to be digging through my side of the room,
Okay.
paying special attention to locations that I figure might have a like an emergency exit map or anything of the sort.
Sure. Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Notice.
Brittany, I've got 37 dice.
Wow.
I got 9.
She has 9 dice. Yep.
9 dice. Please.
So Eric,
Those are
as you
rookie
were,
numbers.
yeah,
You need to
yeah,
pump them numbers up.
you can pump those numbers up.
Rookie.
Good thing it's almost Christmas.
Yeah, I think I am well over
Good God,
30
man!
some odd dice.
That's the thing you use to knock out the burglar when he comes in your house, man.
Pretty much.
That's
Yep.
called a sap.
Exactly. The lead sap.
Oh,
I have a lot of dice too.
you do.
Yep. And that's the dice bag we got her for her birthday.
Yay!
This is the dice bag that Missy got me.
Yep. See you, Space
Aw.
Cowboy.
Nice.
This is the dice bag I bought for myself.
I love it.
That's okay. I bought mine for myself too at Comic-Con. So.
It's the world's greatest dad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See? Look at what I got for me. So, Eric, you are rummaging around looking for whatever you can find. You do manage to find, and there are a couple bodies that are huddled in the corner. Looks like they weren't. They weren't. You don't see any evidence of them being like sliced or diced or nommed on or anything of that nature, like you're kind of used to seeing prior. Looks like they may have taken a gun round or two. And they may have just been in this corner and just somebody came out, pop, 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 and just executed them. And left, and for the most part, left their things. So their clothing is still fairly intact, which is all brown. The independent uniforms.
Okay.
Which two of them are in overalls, and they've got kind of a similar, not the duster like Malcolm has, like most brown coats have when they're out and about, but more like a bomber coat. Still brown, but bomber.
Gotcha.
The last one looks like they may have been a technician of some kind, so minus a coat, but does have the overall jumpsuit. Still has some tools apparently of some kind on their person. But you also see that they were like the one guy who was a technician was kind of huddled over, and when you broke the body by looking at it, 'cause it was cold and stiff, so like the arm kind of snapped out of place when you moved it. You end up finding a small container with a zipper. It's likely made of maybe a type of vinyl. And when you open it up, it's some music, the music CDs.
Oh, wow. I want to take a look and see if any of these are recognizable to me.
Sure. So you take a moment to kind of rummage through them. They're all, about anywhere between 10 to 15 years out of date. But it's most of your popular hits that would have happened for musicians from from the core to the outer planets and whatnot.
All right, so this was a top 40 fan. No imagination.
Kinda.
Listen to the radio. I already don't like him.
I was starting to feel bad about breaking your arm. Now I don't even care.
Now I don't. I'm gonna break that other arm too.
But you do note that he does have some tools of some kind that are attached to his uniform as well.
Okay, I'm gonna try and rifle through those without. Well, the tools won't break, so I guess I don't care about his body anymore. So, yeah,
Sure.
we can stomp on him and then go through the rubble afterwards.
Yeah, no problem. So just make sure to
Okay.
notate you have technician tools somewhere,
Okay.
like make a footnote or something.
Gotcha.
All right, so Missy, from your end of the room, it looks like from your section there more of a fight took place from here. Again, kind of the similar feeling that whatever was happening, they were on their way out. Trying to get towards the doors that you guys came through. There were some tables and chairs kind of overturned to make for makeshift cover, which clearly didn't help very much. There are some shell casings all over the place. You do manage to find roughly 15 more rounds for the rifle.
Okay.
Nice.
And that's by kind of just rummaging through what's fallen on the ground, as well as what few bullets happen to be within the persons of a couple of individuals that are clearly dead and on the floor. Now, as far as the commissary is concerned, where you were kind of poking around, you do see there's a lot of different things that were here. Much of it was mundane. So posters, books, types of clothing, things you would find at like a PX in the military, typically. Mm-hmm. Even some small TVs. You do end up finding some extra boots. A couple sets of extra boots. These are lined specifically for this type of weather. So if anybody needs to change, you can. You also find, so you end up finding some holovids of akin to like a movie poster, but in this sense, like the picture frames that rotate pictures. These are all of like popular, coastal cities and resorts and whatnot. Because I mean, what are you going to do when you're on a barren wasteland such as this? You're going to dream about of places that you can't go to.
Being somewhere else. Yeah.
Exactly. So they've got a lot of that stuff, a lot of distracting things, some minor games, several decks of cards. You do end up finding there are a couple ice picks in here as well. If that is something that you think you might want. And Missy, you do end up finding a like an emergency map that's on the side of one of the walls. It was hard to see at first because of the dirt that's kind of collected in here, but after you've mussed it over a couple times with your hand and brushed it off, you get a decent understanding of where you're at. Now, obviously, emergency maps, for emergency escapes or whatnot, details are very minimal. All you really get is just kind of the shapes of the buildings or whatnot, but you at least have an understanding of where it is you're at, because it shows you, and what potentially else is on this floor in this particular facility.
Okay. Is that something I can rip down from the wall and take with me?
It's like a physical placard, but yeah, you could.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
So I can bring it over to everybody else.
Use your knife.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, I don't have one of the knives.
Oh. Use the ice pick.
That's a great idea. I'm going to use the ice pick because I was totally going to take those ice picks.
Okay. So then go ahead and let's say give me a physical and labor roll.
Ten.
So from where you're at, Brittany, Poppy and Tracy and the doctor, you have kind of a good view of Missy's character in the darkness with an axe, which looks a pickaxe, which looks a little foreboding, until you see that she like leans it up against the wall and starts making this god awful sound as the rivets are stripped from this plaque, I guess it's on the wall, and it just finally kind of pops off and flops against her chest and then hits the ground with a loud thud, 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 thud.
I hope it echoes a whole bunch.
Yeah, unfortunately, it drew everybody's attention. It was echoing enough, but you managed to get it off at least in one piece.
Got a map.
I'm going to look back the way we came and listen real carefully.
Go ahead and give me a mental and notice check.
$10.
Not bad. Okay. So Doc is still just kind of keeping lookout locally, but you and Tracy just kind of, there was something about it that affected you both. You got the brunt of the problem, but Tracy was sort of terrified vicariously through you. And as you both look down the direction from where you came, you end up hearing a door slam shut.
Oh my God.
I'm going to start waving quietly to get their attention, and then
Yeah, Tracy has pulled out her pistol again and she's getting ready to kill the darkness.
Can I see what she's doing?
Yeah. Tracy again is turned and is facing where you guys came and is super edgy looking. Poppy is flagging you down for some reason, and Missy's character's like, yeah, got him up.
I noticed Tracy's gun out. and Poppy waving at me, so I'm gonna head over there with my knife out. I don't know if there's any. I don't think there was another gun, was there?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna notice that everybody's freaked out, and I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna leave the map where I. Shit. I'm gonna leave the
Roll
map
it up
where
and
I
stick it
found
in your back pocket.
It's a big plaque.
How
Pick
big?
it up. I thought
I
it
mean,
was
in my
just in a
office, they're
plaque.
probably like this big.
Oh
Is
no.
it a,
No.
Like this big.
Yeah. It's poster size.
Okay.
at least bring it over to us and then put it on the floor, Brian.
I'll do what I want.
Do it.
I'll stick it under my armpit.
How far did I
Okay.
get with the gun?
Wait, what?
You've got it assembled.
Okay.
You're fairly certain it's workable.
Oh,
I'm just gonna stow that for now and.
If anything, it'll make for a decent club.
Okay.
I was
Fair.
gonna say bludgeon somebody with it.
Yeah. Okay. The pistol whip.
Yeah.
You know, use this map as a shuriken.
You hit me with a map. Who does that?
Exactly. You hit me in the ear.
All right, man. I'm gonna post up with the girls
Okay.
and the doctor.
Yep. So Tracy, like super edgy, looks to Lena and she's like, I sure hope that was worth it.
Well, I guess we'll find out. With that, I'm going to go ahead and I'll take point and see if I can find if I can see anything by peering around the corner or the door.
Which door?
The one that we came through.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll have to go back down the hallway. There's no door here.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Not,
I'm gonna.
I mean,
Wherever it was that we heard the noise coming from.
that was back from what you think was the main room you first entered.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna head that way.
Okay. So Tracy's like, are you sure you want to do this?
I'm gonna grab the map and hold it for her.
Okay.
No, but if we're not alone and there's something wearing boots, that might as well confront it now before it gets us later. I'm not running away from a fight, so.
Okay. Whew.
In other words, Tracy, I'd rather be going after it than it coming after us.
Unless that's what it's expecting us to do.
Well, maybe it's expecting us to do the other thing.
It's all now. This is Inception.
If I don't see anything right away, then we'll just continue about our business.
Is anybody going to go with her?
I'll go.
Okay. So, are you being quiet or are you just walking casually? How are you going down to the room that you just came from?
I'm walking as stealthily as I can, even though I made enough noise to make sure everybody knows where we're at. So
She's being quiet now.
I'm being quiet now.
So go ahead and roll your physical and then stealth.
Sneak.
Sneak.
So cool.
Sneaky sneak.
86.
I got an 8.
13.
Okay. You're doing an all right job as far as you can tell about not, making a whole lot of noise. Like you're not kicking shells or stepping on things that you shouldn't. Trying to walk as carefully as you can as you get back to the room, which of course still has the burning flare in it. When you get back to the room, of course, there's the double doors that you guys came through, which the cold is still kind of blowing a little bit from the main concourse that's been damaged. But again, at this point, off to the side, the security door that you saw before, you see that it is ajar.
Oh shit. Are our compatriots too far behind us to where we can't whisper?
Mm-hmm.
Can we see them?
Yeah, you can still see them.
All right, I'm gonna make this sound or that motion. Hopefully that conveys there's somebody else over here somewhere.
That
Uh,
has to be like, don't do anything.
No, it means we might die.
Oh,
Well, I mean, that's what he's trying to convey. You're like, well, don't do anything, and Tracy's like, what is he calling cut to a movie?
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember that Poppy
Tracy, goddamn.
mentioned that she saw how she pointed out the footprints. So I'm gonna look specifically for footprints going out that door, or if maybe it's something else that disturbed the dust.
Sure, go ahead and check.
Notice in mental.
Yes. And actually, you may have something you can add to that. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Let's get Lena pulled up here. All right. So, did you? I think you may have. Did you get a PowerPoint or
A
plot
plot
point?
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got.
I thought maybe you did at the last game.
Yeah, I got 2 plot points last
Okay.
game.
If you would like to spend a plot point, you can create a quarry asset, which allows you to give you an additional D6 to track this.
Heck yeah. Let's try that. Try that puppy out. So I get to add a d6.
Sure. So you spend a point, and you are attempting to. We'll just say unknown quarry is your is the asset at this point.
12.
Okay. So at this point, you kind of correlate what has been going on so far, as well as what little evidence that you have to try and track your quarry. You do manage to spot some more footprints that appear to be boots. They do not, however, have a limp, and these particular prints did go through that door.
I'm not too excited about the neighbors here.
Okay.
The thing that attacked me earlier, was it wearing boots?
Good question. You didn't really get a good look. Would you like to try and make a roll to see if you can
Make a
recall
what?
something? Make a roll to see if you can recall something from that frightful encounter?
Yes.
So let's go mental, and I guess it would still be under notice.
Eight.
Yeah. So you think? I mean, it was definitely humanoid looking. It's possible, but you were pretty terrified. You were more worried about saving your own neck.
Okay.
Sleep is your friend.
Oh, inconclusive.
Yes. You're leaning towards yes because it's humanoid and would make sense.
And
But you
these
didn't really get a
footprints,
good shot.
these footprints were going out the way we came in, or did they also come in the same way we came?
They came in into this facility and then
Oh
into
shit!
that door.
So it's following us. But they went in a different door.
I wonder why.
So there's a possibility that they don't know that we're here, or
Except
they
for the
do
flare.
know and they know they're trying to flank us or something, or they're trying to avoid us.
Um,
I say maybe we go back to the room with everybody else and wait it out for a little bit.
are you talking to me?
Yeah, see if this thing makes a move or if it just went off somewhere else.
Why don't I just call it out?
Because we're stronger together. At least let's go get back to the other people. We're separated right now. It's just me and you.
Yeah, but I mean, we came this way, so
I'm gonna
two of us, we could.
I'm gonna put my hands on her shoulders and say good luck, and I'm gonna walk back to the other people.
All right, party pooper. I'll follow you.
You can call them out back there.
Okay. All
Okay,
right, we're gonna walk back to our.
when we approach the group, I'm gonna say, hey man, just a heads up, this crazy bitch is gonna call this thing out. Get ready.
Okay, all I'm saying is these are prints, and if it's a person, so far from what I see, it's just one person, and I'd rather confront one person right now than someone try and muck up us getting the relay up. Maybe they don't want the relay up.
Oh, I hear you. There's lots of variables either way.
I'd
So this
rather
is
see
this is
what.
us doing one of 1,000 outcomes. So it to me it's now or it would happen later. So if we're gonna do it, let's see how the dice roll.
Does anyone else have an objection to me calling this thing out? I mean, clearly it knows where we're at because I wasn't quiet before.
Oh yeah, Tracy throws her hand up real quick.
Other than
She's got a
Tracy,
buzzer. Bing
does
me.
anyone else have an issue with me calling this thing out?
I would like to point out that it sounds like there are two of them because didn't you say like this one is the one that I saw, the footprints that I saw were limping.
Oh,
And the
yeah.
ones we saw were not limping.
Well,
Good point, Poppy.
Thank you.
two
Now
things.
we're double F.
I mean, whatever. I just want to shoot somebody.
I don't blame you.
Like I said, they seem to be maybe flanking us. So I'd say we post up here for a little bit, see what happens. or we keep moving.
Fair enough.
If we're gonna
Yeah,
hole up
Tracy's like,
somewhere-
I'm good for to keep moving at this point. I'd rather find some place that looks defendable.
I was gonna say that if we're gonna hole up somewhere, maybe we should be more strategic about it instead of just the hallway.
Okay,
All right.
onward.
Back to the commissary.
Okay, while we're moving, I'm gonna keep an eye on our six and make sure that we can't see anything coming
Sure.
for the time being.
So from the commissary or area, I should say, it's pretty expansive. The hallway is still very similar, like the main thoroughfare. So they're all pretty large at this point, or wide, I should say. Easily, 2 car lengths, in width. So it's got some distance between it. The commissary itself, it winds up going north and south direction wise. From the map that you have of the emergency exits, of course, emergency exits are all telling you to go the opposite direction you guys are going. But south, apparently, it looks like there is barracks, at least according to the map. And then when you go further north, it says laboratory.
Laboratory?
Laboratory, yes.
Oh no.
Not super excited about that one.
PTSD, man.
I wasn't even there.
Well, you are now.
All right, Point. There's a fork in the road, man. Which way is we gonna go?
I'm thinking. I'm guessing the shortest way is going to be through the laboratory.
The little bit.
Yeah, which way did Shank say that we were supposed to go? Where are we going?
Down, right?
You have to go down, so you're going to need to find some way to get to the sub levels, like an elevator or something.
Get to the what?
Sub levels.
Your mic cut out for a second there.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? No, I'm just kidding.
So do we see like stairs or elevator on the map?
Oddly enough, no.
So we're gonna have to check both these things, man.
All right. Let's go laboratory.
Yeah, let's get the bad stuff over with first.
Yeah. Bad news
Okay.
first.
So heading north up the corridor going towards the laboratory, you do see warning signs indicating there are potential biological hazards that are in here. When you come up to the security door, it is thrown open, actually bent a bit. There's so many shell casings here at this particular point of entry that it's almost a carpet.
Oh my god.
There are marks all over the wall and the door from here, like whatever they were, I mean, there's so much gunfire that it just slammed all over the place. And so you see, parts of the bullet embedded into the wall or ricocheted off, and marks against the paint where they just unloaded on something coming through this door.
And here we go.
I can maybe take a gander as to where the point of origin with this conflict was.
The door was bent out, man.
Yeah, I think you're right. And the fact that that big security door is bent out, yeah, I'm wondering what we're trapped here with.
It's Nemesis, man.
Nemesis?
Somebody's a Resident Evil fan.
I'm sorry, was that from Earth that was?
There's some big freaky lab bred monster in here, man.
Stars.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and peer in the room to see if there's anything leading out, being that this was a security door. Because if I don't see anything, I'm gonna say let's go the other way.
So just peeking in, go ahead and roll your mental and notice. Mentos, the fresh maker.
Did you drop your dice?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a 1.
Damn it! Now I can't even see it. Hold on.
Son of a bitch.
Reroll.
Horror shit.
I got a 10. And I gotta find my other dice.
I'm sorry, you got a what?
I got a 10.
Okay.
10 total.
Horrid shit. Do you know who that was? Clint Eastwood. From Coming to America.
Yeah, man. That
Or
was
no,
a good
was
one.
it Coming to America? No, it was Trading Places, I think. It was Eddie Murphy.
Hmm.
And they called him Clint Eastwood for some reason, if I remember. So, you peek in the light, of course, because of the walls and where you're at. It can't really get in, so you'll have to take another flare to shine the light in to get the things figured out. But when you peek in with some better lighting, obviously there's no power in this facility whatsoever. It looks very much like what you would find at a hospital. So there are rows from where you're standing, rows of beds with curtains kind of wrapped around. There are a couple of nursing stations, in that vicinity from what you can tell. So it looks like this wasn't just a laboratory; it's probably their medical facilities as well.
Gotcha.
Much of the curtains and tabards and whatnot have like dried blood on it, from what you can tell, or some other noticeable stains. Some of them are torn up.
So I'm gonna say let's go the other way. I don't know. How do you guys feel about this?
I'm fine with not going in here.
All right.
The doctor's like, I don't know. We could probably find out some good information as to what's going on here, what we might be dealing with inside.
Of course you'd say that. Nolan?
The doc's got a point, man. We need to at least check it out.
Yeah. All right. I'm just worried that there's going to be too many opportunities for stuff to pop out for anybody who isn't.
What if we throw something in there to make some noise and see what pops out?
We can do that, but like from where we are, it's not. You were talking about getting into a defensible position. We're
Oh, that's
in
true.
that yet. That room there, the only way out of it is through that door that's bent, right?
Mm-hmm. from what you can tell.
So if we get in there and at least post up near the entryway, at least we have something uh to shield us at least from three ways.
Fair enough. All right, I'll go first.
All right, I'll go second.
All right. So the two of you walk in. Tracy just kind of leans from around the corner with her pistol.
Chicken shit, Tracy.
She has a pistol.
Gambler, not a fighter.
Yeah, she does.
Exactly. If this was the Old West, well, yeah, maybe there's not so much of a discrepancy between a gambler and a
It's the new
a
West.
pistolier. Yeah. But in a world where you have special forces and you've got bounty hunters and whatnot, yeah, there's a big difference between a gambler and
Okay, true.
somebody who shoots for a living.
All right, I'm gonna stay close to Missy since she's got the flare.
I believe Poppy. Does Poppy still have the flare, or did I take it?
I
From
gave
her?
it to the doctor, but if you took it back,
I thought you said you popped another one.
If you have a flare, all you really need is one flare to illuminate what it is you're doing. But if you take,
say it was the second one.
yeah, but if you take a flare in there, the only one that will have ambient lighting are the ones with the flare.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna take the flare back so that we have something.
All right.
How far does the light from the flare extend?
Maybe 20 feet, 30 feet.
You guys are in the dark. Sorry.
Well,
Oh, sorry.
we'll listen carefully.
Vio con Dios.
Thanks, man. Love you too.
Just hurry up and keep close.
Let's go, Missy.
So you two kind of scurry in there to scout out at least the immediate vicinity. The first area you've come into looks like a ward of some sort. There were about 8 beds along the left-hand side wall from where you're at. Those beds are not all of them are turned over, but there are quite a few. Curtains and whatnot have been damaged. Some torn down. The nursing station is directly to your other side. So in this case would be from where you're facing would be to your right. And it's got one of those long panel computer setups that sit up front. There is some sort of piece of equipment that's laying on the ground near the station. There were 2 nurses back behind this counter, both of which have slash wounds in their bodies.
I wanna the equipment that was on the ground. Can I take a look at it and see? Try and figure out what it is.
Sure.
What would my role be?
You're going to use mental, and you're going to use knowledge.
Mental and knowledge. Eight.
8 total?
Yep.
All right. So you're not entirely sure, but it looks like it's a portable X-ray machine.
Hmm.
Like maybe they were wielding it. They're wheeling it in here to look at somebody who may have been in one of the beds.
Okay.
And of course, X-ray technology by this point in time would be significantly more advanced than you're having to have lead lining and crap like that.
Gotcha.
So while we're up here, I'm gonna turn to Dr. Kane and hey, is there anything up here that you can see what the hell's going on here?
I'd be happy to help. So I mean, he kind of creeps forward up to where Lena and Nolan are at, and he finds one of those crank generators. And so he takes it and starts spinning it until it coughs and kicks and eventually, catches with a slow rattling hum. And some of the lighting starts to kick on in here. Just
Are we following them, or are we like huddled back at the entrance?
you're huddled at the entrance at this point.
I'm gonna try and find somewhere to hide real quick, like behind the desk or whatever.
You
Maybe?
could, well, if you're huddled at the door, you could hide on the other side of the door. Or are you trying to run inside?
I just want to be somewhere under, like, with cover.
You could run back to the commissary.
No.
Yeah, she's like, no, I will not do that.
She's like, that's how they get you in a horror movie. No.
Okay, I'll just stay put.
Okay. So the lights are coming on, and then you eventually hear a soft chime as a computer is booting up. Boom, boom.
Are the lights? I'm gonna peek into the hallway. Are the lights turning on in the hall, or just in this room?
Just in this room.
So
And
now
then
that the go ahead. Sorry,
Yeah,
Dave.
the computer bank at this point has come on, and the doctor is he's trying to wipe it down so he could actually see it, but now he's examining it to see if he can find out what was going on.
Okay.
And he starts he starts tapping some buttons and pulling up some reports. And he says, and he at this point he motions to Poppy and Tracy to come forward, to come into the room. Is that way you guys are all split apart?
Okay.
Because at this point you can see the whole area, at least all of the triage area, is lit up. So you guys got nice, effective lighting in here.
Are there is there usable ammo, or is it all just spent?
Yeah, you don't find any usable ammo in here.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask.
Sure. So he's going over the computer systems and he says, so I'm picking up bits and pieces of information from this computer, like partial files. I can't tell if these were deleted in a purposeful scrub, or if the data is that corrupted. But from what I can tell, what the general alert that sounded, there was a biological outbreak in the facility.
Oh man.
With the giant man, like animal, I guess that makes sense.
The hunter.
All right. Is there anything that you see where you can maybe discern where we're at?
Well, yeah, let me take a look.
You mean like what planet this is?
What planet we're on? Maybe if there's a better map in the computer system somehow. I don't know. Just whatever we can gather. I'm gonna continue while he's doing that. I'm gonna go ahead and look around the nurse's station to see if we can find any additional supplies like flares or.
Okay. You do not find any flares. You do manage to find 2 more sets of bandages that are usable. And you do find 2 fully working heal packs.
What is that?
One second, guys. I'll be right back.
Sure. Healing packs are.
Oh, healing packs.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
What do you think I said?
Keel packs.
Oh, yes. They're keel lime pie packs.
I don't buy that.
Doctor's
They'll
favorite.
heal you.
Silence! I kill you.
I haven't thought about that sketch in a long time.
Infidels. He actually just came out with a new special recently. It was really funny.
I'm sure it's.
He has a new character.
Oh boy.
I forget the guy's name, but it's actually pretty funny what he does to them. He's the character. I cannot remember the guy's name. What he named him, but he is Donald Trump's press secretary or something like that.
Oh.
Or like PR rep. And so he's got like hair that's like constantly coming out the sides and he looks completely frazzled constantly. He has a joke where he talks about, how he tried, Jeff Dunham asked him if if he's ever been able to keep Trump off of Twitter. And he's like, no, that's impossible. I can't even get near him. And he says, why? And he's like, his hair attacks me. It's like alive and it has its own mind. It's like,
Oh goodness. Okay.
Oh.
everybody's tired tonight.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. I've been kind of yawning too, so it's been a long day. Holy shitori, he's back.
Horror shit. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
All right. So I heard something about to kill you and key lime pies.
It's kill.
How many subjects were in this program? Does it say?
Yeah, he's still trying to dig up information. He does find out that there is some information that's been redacted. He has managed to narrow down. It looks like there were at least 10 individuals that were here for testing purposes.
Ooh.
And I'm seeing reference to a super soldier program.
Oh man, that's the worst program.
So the brown coats have their own super soldiers.
And how long does it have a time frame? How long ago this happened? I mean,
It started
during the war?
It started during the war. So it was at this point. It's been the earliest case notes are in here are 12 years old, up to about 10 years.
That would make sense with the
music
well,
being 10 years old.
I was gonna say this pistol that I found. That's about what it is. So there have been these things running around this planet for 10 years. Whichever of them survived.
He shrugs. I don't know. I don't even know what this quote unquote is.
So we're on their turf and they have a
Home field advantage.
yeah.
And superpowers.
All right.
Well, I mean, I know the Alliance has tampered with the human form before. So I guess it stands to reason that if the browncoats were desperate enough, maybe they did something similar.
Yep. Turnabout's fair play.
I mean,
I mean, they would have been desperate enough to try and win this war, I suppose, at any cost. So maybe we're looking at a secret facility.
I mean, it's fair enough to assume. I'm not trying to judge anybody. I'm just saying it's very unfortunate of us to have landed in this particular facility at this
Absolutely.
I completely agree.
So,
Seeing that, and seeing obviously there's no stairs in this place that we're in right now, right?
No, yeah, the triage unit goes further back. There are several other rooms in this area. No, there are no like solid doors like you saw before.
Okay.
And only this particular triage area is actually lit.
Okay. And from where I'm at looking out, I don't see anything sticking out, do I? They're just
No.
okay. All right. I would say maybe we do one last scan for anything that we can use, uh, and just keep moving forward, at least to the point where we can get to Chang, and then we'll figure out what we do from there.
Rock.
what was that
So-
word?
Get off this rock as fast as possible.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's number one.
We're proverbial sitting ducks right now, so let's make like a tree and leaf.
Why don't you make like a tree and get the fuck out of here?
Get out of here! Why don't you make like a fetus and head out? Sorry,
Hadn't heard that one before.
I got the shocked Brittany face.
She's like, oh no.
Oh,
Plus 5 points.
Yeah. Oh no, +5. So as you are kind of gathering what little bit they're of the supplies that are here, you do, however, happen to find 2 head cameras or headlights, I should say, the little headlamps that you put on like they kind of come off your forehead.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna take one of those since I'm taking point again.
Okay. I think we should hand one over to Poppy and the doctor, probably, since me and you are usually together.
Okay.
So he
We
says,
still got the flare.
Yeah, but when it runs out.
Okay, I'll just hold on to it then.
okay. And he finishes, he finishes going over the system before before everybody signs out, and he says, it looks like the individuals that were here, I guess they were being treated for minor wounds and abrasions. So it looks like what we were dealing with here was just some simple stuff, and something came through and tore the place to pieces.
Oh wow.
And I'm also seeing a note here from something about a patient X.
God.
All right.
What does it say about him?
Not much. Doesn't look like he was military though. He wasn't. He didn't belong to the independents at all. They've labeled him a John Doe.
Oh man. I'm gonna go ahead and say that we're gonna run into this guy here.
All right.
Yes, this is the guy that was the original carrier.
And then
Carrier. I hadn't thought about it being like an actual biological, like a disease, airborne disease.
Said it was as a biological outbreak, right?
Yes, that's what's being listed here.
well, that biological matter just broke out and broke everybody's faces. So that might have been what it is too.
So
That's true.
basically he rummages through some of the leftover stuff that's laying around, and he hands Poppy a data pad. Says Chang said we were going to need this. There's going to be a lot of medical information on here you're probably not going to need, but it should still have some storage space if we have to load anything.
Okay. Stow that away.
Okay. And then you exit the lab. Now, are you going through the rest of it, or are you just sticking to triage and heading out?
If my vote is, if there's no way down in here, we need to start making our way to Chang. If there's no way down, then I say get out of here and let's
Okay.
go into the next.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not from what you can tell. There doesn't appear to be any way down.
Yeah, if there's not a way down, then we need to head back and either find a way down or find a way to chain.
Do we want to check out the barracks?
Is that what was next?
That was
at the
other.
other end of the corridor.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's go there.
Okay. So walk straight down, back from where you were. However, as you guys pass by the commissary, you can see that security desk that you guys were just at has been moved roughly 90 degrees.
God damn it. So is it facing us, like it's protection against us?
It could be,
Or is
but
it
at the same time, you could use it the same way.
like maybe somebody just moved it to
Right.
I guess it would be futile looking for footprints since we just messed
Yeah,
up.
I mean, at this point, yeah.
Just looking at the security desk, is it something heavy enough that I myself would have been able to move?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a heavy desk, but yeah, even one person could, if you had to move it like one end at a time, do the, when something's a bit too heavy, wedge one up over and then move it around. Yeah, I mean, even one person could have made that adjustment, even with it being as heavy as it is.
Okay. I'm gonna try and not give it too much notice and try and just get everybody to head on to go to the barracks and see what we can find.
Okay. So you get down and you can see painted along the wall indicates, barracks this way. And as you get close to it, very similar thing, security shack right out front with a door that leads into the barracks. The door is not peeled back, but it is wide open. So it's just kind of left hanging open, to when it completely extended. There are a couple of corpses near the door itself. One draped over the security desk. Two of them right outside of it. They all have similar uniforms and whatnot. The one at the security desk, however, is wearing a lab coat.
I'm gonna take a quick look at the body with the lab coat and see if I notice any kind of badge or anything that's like identifiable.
Sure. You pull it up. The badge is still there. You have to wipe the dirt and grime away because, of course, it had some blood on there. But yes, it has the doctor's name on there as well.
All right. Unless I see anything else, I'm gonna continue to move forward. Otherwise, I'm gonna look around the security desk for any kind of supplies, any flares, anything that could be of use.
Nothing like that. And it looks like the coding system that they used for basically to buzz you in and out of the barracks has been broken.
Okay, so we can't.
Man.
Surprised me.
So now there's no lights in here.
You
I saw my headlamp on though.
Sure. So doink, psh, shining your light in there. Plus you've got the burning flare, which is helping to add to the lighting, giving it sort of a pinkish glow now, because it's red from the flare and then a solid white from the headlamp. Looking around, you can see that there aren't many bodies in here. It's possible that maybe they got out or whatnot. All of the bedding in here is in some sort of state of disarray. There are lockers that are opened. Virtually all the weapons are missing. There are a few rounds laying around on the ground, but you don't recognize the caliber. Not right offhand. Poppy might. But Poppy, even at first glance, you know that they're not going to go with the weapons that you've got. They're improper size.
okay? Well, might as well still gather them up if
Sure.
we have a minute.
Mystery rounds. Go right on ahead.
We can sort them later.
Yeah, absolutely. So you scoop up. You got about 5 rounds that you can tell that you kind of just rummage from the ground. It looks like, if you had to take a guess, because there are a couple fold-out tables where people probably were relaxing in here as well. There are cards all over the ground, a couple on the table. So maybe whatever happened caught people by surprise. And you also find some clothing that are still in the foot lockers that are in the barracks as well.
What is that?
So disused uniforms.
Hmm. Are they warmer than what we've got?
Oh,
Or they
yes.
okay, if there's one my size, I'm gonna swap out.
Yeah. If everybody needs to swap out clothing to get into warmer clothing, you absolutely can. The clothing and uniforms here were made specifically for this atmosphere, so they're more insulated and thicker, and they got the fur lining around the collars and whatnot of the
Yeah,
coats.
sure.
I'm gonna swap out too.
Okay.
Pass out whatever.
As you are swapping out and everybody getting into essentially better clothing, you guys also see that there's a hand crank generator in here as well.
Cool.
But Eric, something falls out of the pocket of the coat that you were putting on.
All right, man. I'm gonna see if I know what it is, or if I can guess what it is.
It is a PDA.
Oh wow.
Specifically used for recording messages and then taking that like video or image file or whatnot and mailing it off to some loved one.
Okay.
Used by people who are just trying to stay in touch, who don't have ready access to the Cortex, as well as media types who don't obviously have the big time equipment that they need, and they're doing guerrilla style filming.
Gotcha. Can I see if there's anything on it?
Sure. So you press the button to turn it on. Little red light flashes. Then you hear a very faint chime, and he goes green.
Would I know how to work this thing?
Yeah, relatively.
Okay. Does it have playback, or is it just
Yeah.
recording?
Yeah, think of it kind of like an older school tablet.
Okay.
Like some of the tablets that first came out. Some of the things they had on it weren't all touch screen. Some of them were still the physical buttons.
So I'm gonna try and find like a file system on it and see what I can find as far as file architecture or whatnot.
Sure. I mean, there are 3 video files that are on there.
Okay.
All of them, of course, date back, about 10 years ago.
Okay.
So,
I'll just pick the first one and play.
all right. So, ching chimes on, and you end up seeing it. Yeah, exactly. Gen Z with rotary phone. What am I doing here? So it chimes. You end up seeing that it goes fuzzy a little bit real quick, and then it comes into focus. And the guy, he's got his. He turns it around and shows it on himself for a selfie, and he's like, "Okay, hun, this is Private Jensen. Of course, you already knew that. You knew that because I sent the file to you. So we're wrapping up. I swear, I hope this war is over soon. They're telling us after the Battle of Serenity, this is going to be a done deal. We don't have anything to worry about. So I'm hoping within the next couple of months, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be home in your arms, and I'm going to be off this godforsaken rock that I can't say where we're at. Just know that it's so cold. As evidenced by the clothing, it is so cold. The guys here are chattering because that's what they do when they're not freezing their asses off. But they're gossiping around the water cooler. I don't believe it one bit, but I guess the pirate that they found, some guys are claiming it's a reaver. It's so stupid. Pirates dress weird like all the time. Okay, so he has some face shrapnel, a big deal, you know. But I guess he was unconscious or something, and now there's a betting pool that this guy is gonna turn up with a peg leg or something. I don't know, but anyways, so I got to go. I'm running out of time, and it looks like it's about my duty to start on my shift. So love you. Bye. Boop.
Man, that's shrapnel in the face, man. That's kind of weird. For lack of a better term, man, it sounds almost like a reaver.
Yeah,
That must be the John Doe they were talking about.
agree with
Station
you.
X.
Yeah.
Cutting on himself, man.
Where does that get fun? That ain't right.
That ain't right.
This makes me want to get off this rock even more so. So let's.
Maybe we should
Two more videos.
All
go
right.
ahead.
I'm gonna play the second one.
Okay. Okay, so I've been losing track of the days at this point. I don't even think the video stamping on this is accurate because it rebooted at one point and I had to get a new battery replaced, but okay. So Mr. Pegleg, I guess, had some problems with the doctors, and the rumor is now that I guess he tried to cut on them or something. He got a hold of a scalpel, and it wasn't good. Two of my buddies got in there, and they had to teach him a lesson with some with the rifle, give him a little something something, and he went down quick enough. So I think this guy is just some loony pirate that they picked up and on the ass end of space. I don't know what exactly is going on here. Things have gotten a little bit more tense. The Battle of Serenity is coming up very quick. Tensions are high, and I guess the political bigwigs are trying to roll out what the doctors have been working on here as quickly as possible. I've been trapped here. I don't know what's going on, but the scuttlebutt is the war is not going in our favor, and it's got people on edge. I hope I can get this off to you soon. I miss your face, and I really need to go home. I'm hoping I can go home here soon. War or no war. But those purple bellies got it coming. Anyways, I love you. Bye. Boop.
Reaver. All right, man. Third video.
Okay. So third video, this time it's him hunkered down, and you can see a little bit in the background that there's some like flashing lights and some shouting and whatnot. Okay, hun, if you get this, I hopefully you get this, but if you get this, I don't think I made it. We're still trying to figure out a way to get out of the barracks. Command has locked us in. We don't understand what exactly is going on. There was a general call about a biological disaster. Everything went on lockdown, and now all I hear is shouting. And it's been happening for the past hour or so, and none of us understand why. We just know we're trapped. I think the technician that our sergeant has been in contact with over the radio is going to try and get us out. But from what we understand, the commissary is a mess, and that's right outside our door. The elevators have been locked down, and in fact, they went into some sort of hidden protocol that we're unaware of. I guess the building was designed specifically to hide the mass or the shaft or something. So they could be in a wall somewhere. All I know is we're completely cut off from the hangar bay. I don't know how many ships got off. It sounded like one did, but then there was a loud crash outside. I hope I can get out of here. If I can't and somebody finds this, please let her know I love her. Boop.
Damn, dude.
Wow. I liked our chances more before I saw those.
Yeah, Reavers are a serious damn business, man.
So what do we do now?
So the doctor's like, so you don't think they took a Reaver and tried to experiment on him, do you?
Like they're trying to give somebody that they can control, or that has sentient abilities, like the ability to not die right away, or to take as much damage as a Reaver takes and still go at it. It sounds like they want Reavers that can take direction.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's scary shit.
I mean,
Clearly, it didn't work.
words were, and that's neither here nor there. We just got to get out of here. So,
Should we call Chang and let him know what we're dealing with?
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's been a while. Let's go ahead and ring him up.
we can let him know about the hidden elevators.
Yeah, if he knows anything about those.
All right. So you raise him again on the radio. So he says, I was hoping to hear from you guys. I picked up movement a while ago in the complex. I hope that didn't encounter you guys.
Or it's close. We've seen it. We've seen physical proof of it. We haven't run into anybody yet, but they're definitely here. So far, we think there's two of them. One's maybe not moving as fast as the other, but that's two anomalies not accounted for.
That's not good.
In other news, I got hold of a PDA. On it were some videos with some shit, and it seems that they were working on making sentient super soldiers off of a base of a Reaver. Like they wanted Reavers that could take control or take commands. Like they wanted an army of Reavers, and shit obviously got out of
Wow.
hand. Also, there was something in there about the plans for this place. I guess there's a set of elevators, uh, and they're hidden or they're not on any map or whatnot. And he said they might be in the wall or in the mountain.
Dowd explained why I can't find any logical throughways down to the lower levels. I find references to the levels on these old maps, but none of the maps show the actual elevators.
Shit.
Good grief. Okay, let me see if I can cross-check something
Does
just
that
by...
include? Does that include the elevator that we came down here in? Was that supposed to be a hidden one?
No,
Okay.
not to my knowledge. No, that one I can see. No, this is something different. Let me see if I can cross-reference the maps in a physicality sense to give us some locations that an elevator would likely be at. And
Okay,
if you give me a couple minutes, I'll figure it out.
gotcha.
We also found some cold weather uniforms. Do you want us to pick you up something?
Yeah, that I'm okay. But if I'm going to get out of here, I probably will need one. So if you
Okay.
can grab one and hold on to it, that'd be great.
You got it, man.
Also, did you manage to find any sort of? You said you found a PDA. Did you find any like a data pad or anything?
Yeah, Poppy's got it.
Okay, good, because we're probably going to need it.
Gotcha. We're trying to make our way there. It's slow going though.
Right. So then he comes back within about another 5 minutes. Right after that, though, as he comes back on the line, you hear kind of like a grinding sound, almost as if metal was grinding against metal somewhere.
Oh shit. Where he is or where we are?
Somewhere near you.
Ooh,
Not
shit.
in the immediate vicinity, though, but it's more like it's echoing in the facility from where you're at.
Gotcha.
He comes back on the line. He says, okay, so the commissary does have a personal elevator. It looks like it was specifically for security teams, from what I can tell. It's the only one I can definitively find. There wasn't. There looks like, based upon maybe the layers, there was probably because there would have to be a mass elevator for the lower levels to bring in equipment on. You wouldn't just bring in pieces and assemble it. I would imagine it's off of the room that you first came in. The large entryway. It's probably there somewhere.
Okay.
But the security elevator, I did manage to find. It's on the other side of the commissary. Problem is, it only fits 2 people a pop.
Oh shit.
What kind of elevator only fits 2 people?
Death trap.
Yeah, I couldn't honestly say. It could have been more of a private elevator for personnel use or something. I don't know.
Oh, hold on. If this is off the side of the where the security office was, that's where we saw those footprints, wasn't it?
Mm-mm.
No.
Where the table was turned 90 degrees.
Yeah, no, it's off the commissary. So when he kind of gives you a visual of it, it's like off the left-hand side of the commissary.
Okay.
It looked like just a flat wall.
All right. I guess that's the way down.
Let's go and draw straws then, man.
All right. And with that, we're just past 9 o'clock. We'll go ahead and pause there. Dun, dun, dun. As we start with Metallica's Shortest Straw. So I hope you guys had a good time playing the game tonight. Got off to a little bumpy start, unfortunately, thanks to my audio.
Died.
Yeah, nobody died.
It's a
But
success movie.
I had a lot of fun. So hopefully we will see you guys again here soon. Essentially, the next game would be New Year's Day.
Oh man, right on. I'm down.
I don't expect to have any plans.
Alrighty. So next game will be 1 of 20. All right. So be there, be squared. And then, of course, Cyberpunk is coming up this Saturday, the 21st. Still on?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Alrighty. So then we will see you guys then. Thank you
All right,
all.
man.
And you have a good night.
Yeah.